Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Smart Forum at Knox. Welcome to all of the members and especially to the visitors here. And we have our illustrious leader. Brenda actually started up the Smart Forums a couple of years ago, and it's just gathered from strength to strength. So we're graced with her presence today. Fantastic. And we're also graced with the presence of Vicky Southey, who's looking at becoming a facilitator as well. She's observing a great, fantastic group in action. So we were on best behavior. Yeah. My name is Nabil Salme. I'm the forum facilitator, and what I'd like to do is just share with you a little bit about what the essence is of Smart Forums and why it's a particularly good forum to be, or a good group to be in. Over the last couple of months, we've put in a lot of effort in terms of creating a vision for the group. We'd been going close on to 2 years and not wandering around aimlessly, but it wasn't as tight as it is now. And with the focus that we've had in terms of creating a vision, this is what we came up with. And I'd like to share it again for 2 reasons. One is to reinforce with the members that this is what we came up with, but for the visitors, it's really to share with you why we exist and what we're hoping to achieve. So here goes. Knox Smart Small Business Forum members are a cohesive and contributing group of small business owners focused on developing successful businesses. Yeah. Yeah. Operating in a non-judgmental environment, members encourage and support each other through the sharing of knowledge and experiences, using effective business planning, accountability and collaboration, as well as exploring strategic alliances, so setting up alliances jointly. Members help each other not only to reach, but to exceed their goals. So this is really, we worked very hard in terms of coming with a paragraph that really encapsulates that. So I guess as a visitor, if you like what you see today and you buy in and you're thinking, hey, that's a pretty cool vision, then you're welcome to consider being a member, and we would like to encourage you if that does actually strike a chord with you. One of the essences of Smart Forums, as was clarified in the vision, is that we look at how we can help each other, and there's a process that we go through at each meeting, which is about each member standing up and talking about the month that's gone by, because we do meet monthly, and explaining what's happened during that previous month, what achievements have occurred, and then going into what are they working on at the moment and what help could they get from one of the other members of the forum. So it's a very simple process, not a long-winded thing, because the whole aim is to identify if there's a challenge, if there's a need, who can help, and then that's taken up after the meeting at some point in time. We encourage what we call smart coffees. What is a smart coffee? It's not a dumb coffee. It's a smart coffee is a meeting where you meet up with another member and you talk about finding out a bit more about them, but sometimes it's about, okay, Blair, you said that you could help me with whatever it is. Let's explore how you can actually help me. And it's taking that step further. So can I invite one of the members to get the ball rolling? Who'd like to make a go first up? Natalie.
Looking back over the month, actually, I had, first thanks for my accountability partner. I slammed through some jobs, actually, which is the first month I've hit most of my targets for being chased up for it, so thank you, Wendy. Few goods and bads. I dealt with my first dismissal of a staff member. Never done it before. Really, really nerve-wracking. But by the end, he was thanking me. So I think that's a good thing. I think it went okay. I did write down on my pre-planning that we possibly could be losing our biggest contract because they may be going elsewhere. But we got an email this morning saying they're renewing for 6 months. So that was an absolute positive.
Yay!
Yeah, I was so happy with that. The relief this morning in the office. The thing I would love some help with really would be, we're running some educational seminars on actually destroying computers, how they're destroyed, and how to recover on another computer within 5 to 10 minutes. Your entire data, your software and everything in a virtual boot. We've done a couple now, they're going very well. People's faces when you tip water over computers is hilarious, and the impact is working. So I'm looking for anybody that may know of some groups, be it sort of, you know, associations of people that come together or people that run incubators, just where we can go and do the demonstrations. It's purely educational, all around disaster recovery and backups, and make sure their business can recover if it happens.
Great.
Is anybody like that?
Excellent. Thank you, Natalie. So the question was posed, does anybody know of any groups? I know some people that might value that. I mean, I'm thinking of Rotary. You know, there's people there that could really accept that message.
Absolutely. It's about a 15 to 20 minute thing with some questions afterwards. Yep. That's brilliant. Thank you very much.
Great.
It's been a very good month, and I guess the highlight of the month was my book, which has been published. Yay!
Excellent.
Two things I'm sort of looking for, I guess, is because all the profits are going to charity, my target is $5,000 I want to raise. So if anyone's got any other ideas about how to promote it, I mean, I know I'm a PR professional, but, you know, I just might have overlooked something, you know. I know Bev's into books, she might have some ideas. So that's one thing. The second thing is, on the thing that Nabil did with the goals, one of my goals was I had a fine-tuned who my target market is, and I've identified that there is an association that represents my target market, SEMA. And I just thought, if anyone knows, South East Melbourne Manufacturing Alliance runs out of Dandenong.
I might have some contacts there.
Well, yeah, I know the Adrian Boyle. He's the guy, the CEO. And but what I want to know is if it's worthwhile joining, because I'm going to be flogging my wares. But, you know, I don't really want to be seen as doing that. So really, has anyone got experience of attending it? What are the networking events like? Apparently they get about 140 people at these networking events. I don't think, I've looked at all their members. There's no one else that does public relations. So it could very well be I could do a presentation on public relations. Anyone? Okay. So if anyone's got any ideas, book launch or SEMA?
Yeah, I'd love to catch up and have a smart coffee with you if I can, and talk about ideas how we can sell more of your books.
All right, thank you. Thanks.
I'm Anne Morton, Lifestyle Video Productions. For this month we've got our next DVD we're getting completed, and that'll be on the High Country, and we'd like that one completed by the end of October because all the tracks open around that time, so it would be ideal to launch it right then.
And just quickly, Anne, I know someone who owns the Dargo pub, which is Dargo is at the foot of the Highlands. Would you consider having? Well, I'd have to obviously get in contact with them as promoting your new release.
Yeah, indeed.
That'd be awesome. That'd be great.
Actually, the Dargo pub is in the video we're putting together.
High Country.
So yeah, yes.
Yeah, so that even like, have you thought about launching it somehow?
I was going to say, to launch it there.
Have a bit of a celebration.
Have an event.
Launch it there, or I'm actually president of the Pajero 4-wheel drive club, so we can do something with that too if you want. We could actually get you down to especially the High Country one. Prior to the track openings, probably not a bad idea.
Yes.
So I think we should probably catch up with Anne.
You're booked.
Thank you. And it's on tape now.
So just for the visitors here, can you see how the process works, where it's like effectively like a mastermind group? You know, somebody puts an issue or a challenge or a question out there, and all of a sudden there's all these ideas that make a much more strong or much stronger solution at the end of the day. Sorry, Tim.
And my name's Tim. I'm a founder member of the Melbourne Jeep Owners Club, and I'm sure they would absolutely chew discs up like this. So I'm more than happy to take this along to a meeting and show them. And every month they have a meeting where you can come along and present. So you might be able to bring this sort of thing along.
Okay.
And also, if you are looking to sell this online, we can have a chat about making a website where you can sell this online. And also, if you sell it online on a show, you could have your website on an iPad where people can buy online with their credit card right there and then, and also they can fill in a like a questionnaire and get their names onto that database. So you can then let them know in the future when you have another DVD coming out.
Yeah, that's really good. Yes, thank you.
That's fantastic.
Denise Childs, professional organiser. I've had, well, actually more than 2 smart coffees. I've had one with Anne and lots with Tanya. For those who don't know, Tanya and I have just launched a product on home office makeovers. So that's our strategic alliance we're working on at the moment, and we actually launched at the Women on the Go, along with everybody else, on the 30th of August, and we had quite a good response. My accountability goal for the month was to launch home and have done 3 offices before the launch. We did 2, and we've got 1 booked for after the launch.
Well done.
So that was good. We got our promotional brochure done, thanks to Phil and John. We'll hand one around to everyone, which tells everyone what we do and sums up the package. My successes this month, apart from the launch of Home, was 2 new clients. One through Australian Breastfeeding Associations, all know I talk. One of the counsellors actually employed me, which was great. And through direct marketing of my little postcard, my husband left it down in a coffee shop and someone picked it up and rang me, which was really interesting.
Okay, I'm Phil from Quick Copy Knoxfield. In terms of sort of help, I mean, I was sort of thinking of 2 things really, 2 areas. Again, before we took over the business, sort of obtain various green and environmental certifications. And the previous owners, used to tell us how important it was in the sort of print and design industry to have these things. But they obviously come at a cost, and so far since we've had the business, these issues just haven't come up. And I just wondered, if there's people here, you've all got your own businesses here, have you had to sort of go through these sort of considerations about getting certain sort of green and environmental standards, and certifications, and how has it worked for you? So I'd love to sort of chat to anyone about that.
I can certainly help with that. A gentleman that I liaise with in the city, he actually runs a company that helps accredit companies to go green.
Right.
We liaise with him because we do a product which is a green, it's called eco-responsible. It's all around green IT and stuff like that, and that's part of the accreditation, is to keep going along those lines. I know that I could put in touch with him if you wanted to have a general conversation with him, to see that is it just what they specialise in. Getting the certification for companies to go green, and how far away from it are you really, and is it just a few tweaks and you're there, or have you got quite a lot of a journey to do to get to that status?
And also sort of what the benefits are.
The benefits?
I guess my question there would be, 2 things. First of all, where do you ethically stand? You either really care, in which case you do it no matter what, or you don't. I mean, let's be really brutal, and I can be brutal sometimes. That's your ethical stance. The other is, do your clients care? If your clients don't care, and you don't care, then why are you paying for it? But if some of your clients care, and if you care, then you can target clients who care. Then it becomes about part of your niche to say, that's really, really important to me, and it's really, really important to people I want to do business with. And it's about values, and is that one of your values? And obviously in your industry, then that is a value that may or may not matter to your clients. So that's being really brutal about it.
You can still obviously offer the clean and green without being certified. You've got the FSC stock and all that sort of thing, so you can still offer that, and and just say we use water-based inks, we use FSC certified stock, and have all that on your website without having to maybe pay, I don't know how much it costs to be certified, but you can still say all that. And I mean, there's no reason you can't create your own logo. Well, we had a client who at that time didn't want to be part of the Australian-made, Australian-grown thing because it cost a lot of money to be part of it. And so he devised his own logo, you know, which was an Australian logo, you know, very distinctive, and he used that.
That's a great idea.
You know,
that's brilliant. I mean, that's talk about thinking outside the box.
Yeah. What? Just go off and
that just solved the entire problem, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well done.
Actually, something to it. We've just started stocking a new range of paints, and it actually has. It doesn't say Australian made or anything on it, but it does have a little picture of the Australian flag, and it says something about Australian loved or Australia or something like that. But to us, we went, okay, yeah, it's Australian made, awesome, and we'll tell our customers that, but without it actually being, officially.
So you've got Natalie. I also know somebody who actually does. It's more of a lightweight certification rather than going through the hoops, and so that you can actually get certification at different levels. And I don't know the detail about what he does, but I could put you in contact with him, and he might be able to help you at least in terms of getting off the ground from an idea point of view. But Brenda's absolutely right. If you're passionate about it, and if you see it dovetailing into your business model, go ahead. If not, then don't worry about it. Yeah.
And if you supply both, like as in you're supplying the green side, like you were saying, and then the non-green stuff, it's up to the individuals which they want to pay for more on their conscience, not so much yours.
The guy I'm talking about actually makes a big business case that going green should actually pay you, not cost you.
Well, that's the thing.
And that's what he bases his business on. So it's about the savings and the benefits of
Absolutely,
it. Excellent. No green hat, but my name's Nabil Salmi. I'm a business coach, business advisor. I've had a pretty amazing month, and I measure a lot of what I do in terms of the achievements around clients. I've got a client who won a quarterly award amongst his group. He's in finance, and he won the quarterly award for the highest number of things written, loans written and that, so which is a great achievement. So his office was up there. The other thing is in terms of growth, focusing on growth, is I've got another client who's just employed 3 staff. So their company is bucking the trends which we're seeing around a lot of business, which is sort of on the sort of downward path. So that's, I guess, my successes. I guess being a business coach, an alliance, I've got an alliance with accounting firms. I've got alliances also with wealth creation company. But something like office fit outs, usually when somebody is fitting out the office, they're on that growth path. And whilst I can work with companies that are having real challenges, I do really work very well with companies that are actually looking at expanding. So if anybody has links with that type of a business, that would be great. And also commercial lawyers. Now, just as I mentioned, for the visitors, we probably don't have enough time to, but I'll just give one, and Michelle, you said that you'd like to just put a question out there. So
first of all, my achievement for this month, I've been shortlisted for the Telstra Young Businesswoman of the Year.
Excellent.
I'm really struggling with an issue at the moment, and that's why I was excited that this was on today, because I'd really love other people's opinions and people that are in business as to what you think I should do. I have a staff member who was a friend before she started working for me, and I know. She started giving me a lot of attitude, and she started, in particular, saying things that are unprofessional. As an example, we discussed her taking a different day off, and then I confirmed that with her, and her attitude was, well, thanks for asking instead of, no, thanks for telling me instead of asking. And it's not the attitude that I should be getting from an employee. She's just generally will have a really horrible attitude, but will then the next day be bright and cheery and everything's okay. And so I don't want to then bring it up with her because it will be a horrible sort of atmosphere in the office. And I don't know what to do. I don't know whether I say to her, okay, this obviously isn't working and see you later, or then of course I need to find someone new to basically run that side of the business, and I'm coming up to really busy times, so I'll need someone now. And bit stuck.
Also, with issues like that, I would absolutely strongly advise bringing in somebody external who deals with HR to take the friendship element totally out of
I was
this.
considering that. I have got someone that does that, yeah.
Just pay them monthly to manage all contracts and all HR issues.
But I sort of felt if I was to bring somebody in now purely to tell her, look, I'm sorry, this isn't working and see you later, that's a really horrible thing to do to her.
I'm not saying to get rid of her, I'm saying to manage the situation. It could be if somebody else is talking her through the policies and the procedures and getting her to agree, and she's not seeing it as this is coming from my friend, although you've told her that, it takes you out of the picture. This is your job, this is what you need to stick to, and we're actually, but make sure the HR company go across the board, they renew, they talk to everybody, they're there to oversee your company, not just her, then you don't get the discrimination.
And that's something that I do, so I'm happy to have a chat with you about it.
Okay. So you think that could be the first step is getting somebody else to come in and talk to her? Yeah. Because part of me is thinking this is obviously is not working, and every week there'll be some big problem that it's causing another anxiety to have to deal with, and it's just it's wearing me out.
you need somebody impartial and who's not too close to the emotional side of things that can put a subjective or objective view on it as well. But if they're a professional, then they'll be more mediating than sort of going.
Going that's it.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So just very quickly, does everybody who posed a question or an issue or a challenge feel that they got information that can help them, or at least some contact that they can go back to? Yes. Great. Okay. Brenda's done a wonderful job in the annual planner that we have around going through and covering all manner of things around the planning. The one that I personally use with my clients, and it doesn't matter if it's a new start business or a client that's been going for decades or hundreds of years with multi-billion, it's really a matter of just summarizing where you and your business are currently, where you want to have it happen. So where you are currently at the date of you writing the plan, where you want to be at the date of where you're looking at, whether it's a 12-month plan or a 3-month plan or a 5-year plan, and then looking at some specific things, numbers. We talk a lot about numbers and being able to measure things, and if you can measure it, then you're just flying blind.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that. I think when you get this right, it will really determine what you're asking for help with, and you'll be asking for help with the most important things that will really enable you to move forward, as opposed to going, what should I ask for help about this month?
As for the visitors here, as you have gathered, an important part of Smart Forums is making sure that what we intend to do in our business actually does happen, and we have each got an accountability partner. And the aim of that partner is to just keep us accountable, be that unreasonable friend, make sure that we're not just fluffing around, and that word again. But we actually follow through with things. So what I like to do is invite each member to write down on page, is it 6? 6. Yeah, 6 of your sheet, what you will have achieved or what you intend to have achieved by our next meeting, which is the 11th of October. And then what I'd like you to do is share it with your accountability partner. I'm going away next week. Yeah, which is great. Yeah. So does that mean that you're available or not available?
That's something we've got to do this month. Right. And then see how it goes. To see how stick it, and then.
Oh, the Masters still is it? Good. So we'll meet. 2.